Hi crafters and welcome. So I'm going to be showing you, this is not a bundle. It is, but it isn't. This is a stamp set that goes with a foiling die. And I didn't get the foiling die. It was like pine cones and this and that, and I didn't really see the need, but I did buy the stamp set because I love the possibilities with this. All right, let me show you a little bit about this stamp set. It is 5 pieces. So as you can see, I got apparently some little scritchies on there. All right, so you will need a big block for this. So I am going to be using this, and you have different components here. So let me do the first one down here. Let me grab a piece of cardstock out of my pile. This is white willow, and I'm getting used to white willow now. So you might be seeing me using it a lot. It is, if you are using the blends, it is the better paper to use with blends so you don't get bleeding. If you stamp with the black and then go to color, the white willow, it does not smear. The black does not, like, get caught up by the color. So it is better for that. I also think it's a super smooth surface, so it's also good when you are going to be foiling items with the hot foiling system, because you need a smooth cardstock, and it is smoother than the basic white in my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead. This first one I pulled out, and it's really kind of neat how the cover is, because you can see that you can have this as water, like it is. You can have this tucked right into here, either one of these, or you can leave it out and just have that like blue cardstock. Now the mountains fit right into here, but you don't have to have the mountains. You can always just leave them out and just do your sky. So let me show you what I mean by all this. So let me get out a spot. Let's get out Mossy Meadow. Ooh, this one's a little bit dry. I have to go get my full-size pad. All right, let's see how this stamps. So let's go ahead and let's just hold on to that for just a little bit. All right, and I didn't get very good stamping there, but you can see how there's that little like inlet here. Well, that's if you want to take this mountain range. And you got to be careful when you're pulling this off. There are some potential tear points. So see how this goes here? So you can have that go straight up to there. All right, so let's go ahead and let me put this over here for now. Let's get this on here. You know what? I'm going to take off. These grids are like 20 years old, but I leave them on just because sometimes they're handy. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do pecan pie. And you really kind of have to do a couple inkings, otherwise you'll get the lines of the spot on there. So I kind of ink and kind of churn at the same time. All right, so I'm going to try to get that right into that little nook, that little crag. And this is where I probably should be using my positioner, but close is good enough in my world. And again, I didn't get very good there. I also, these are brand new stamps. I didn't run my little eraser over to get all the finishing off. So, but you can see how close that is. Oh, that's my daughter calling. All right, hang on one second. All right, crisis averted. So let's go ahead. So here's that. Let's grab out another piece of cardstock and let's do the same, but let's use the flower field. So I'm going to go again with this. And yes, I should be getting my positioner, but we'll be using that on my examples. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down again. Leaving it on there just for a second. So all that good ink transfers. Now I have something on there. All right, and now let's grab out the flowers. So on this one, I am going to be doing mostly green. You know what, let me grab my cloth really quick. So I'm going to do mostly green, but I am going to put some punches of yellow on there. I don't know which side. Oh, that was on the stamp side. All right. So let me put this on here. Let's get that green on there. Now it looks like the flowers are recessed. So let's kind of get in there as much as we can and see how we did. Again, we're going to let all that goodness transfer. Again, got some dead spots. Probably should have used my little Chucky tool, but I didn't. All right, but you get the idea. And we'll do much better when we're actually making a card together. So now the last two we have the mountains and we have the sky. So now the mountains, if you can see, will fit right in there. So you can have another mountain come up. So let's go ahead and get my early espresso. I think I can use one of the smaller blocks on him. All right. See how that looks. I'm going to go right into that little crevice there. That's the mountain. Oh, I rocked. I hope I don't have any extra ink on there. And so there you can see you have that. Last one we have is the sky. Let me go ahead, pick it up with this. Let's grab out, let's do Coastal Cabana. How about that? You know what? I'm going to make this, what is this? This is 4 inches. So 4 inches is right about there. So I'm going to kind of do the sky down here. Come over here and cut at that 4-inch mark. But you can see how that sky works. Now, if you wanted to continue with the skies, you would want to not ink up this part of it. I've been thinking about this, but I don't know how it will work. So let's go ahead and get that all cleaned off. And let's just ink up this part of the sky. So we're not going up to that hard edge. We're just going here. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to look great. Let's put it over here on this one. And I'm wondering if we kind of just move this around like this. Yeah, not going to be the greatest. So you are going to want to just do that sky just once. All right, but those are the components. Those are the 5 stamps for this stamp set that comes with foil dies, but I didn't get the foil dies. So we're going to do a couple examples. I'll have a couple that I make up, but we're actually going to do an example together tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. Have a great Saturday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.